is what CLI is. Do they actually correlate? Are they the same thing? This I'm going to show you. I'm going to explain everything you need to know about GUI and CLI and how they differ. I'm going to make use of an example to explain this so we can tend to understand it really well. So for the CLI, it stands for command line interface. In this scenario, I'm making use of command line. When you come to that your CLI, it does not look interesting when doing some command on it. But when you come to that of GUI, like I said, the GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. When I mean graphical, I mean that it's interactive. When it's coming across something, maybe an app that has button or anything, once it's interactive and it's more like visual kind of presentation or something, that's a GUI, a Graphical User Interface. But when you come to something like command prompt, for example, you see something you have to write some kind of things, CD to enter a particular folder. Those are making use of CLI. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you everything you need to know on CLI and that of GUI with examples, so you can understand in depth of how CLI and GUI differs from each other. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This video is going to be really awesome. So what exactly is CLI? Like I said initially, it stands for command line interface, and for that of GUI, it stands for graphical user interface. So I'll begin with command line. I can say with CLI, for example. So let's head on to open our command prompt. Let me make use of command prompt. So I can say CMD. Let me open my command prompt. So this is my command prompt. Let's say in a situation where I want to navigate to this folder that we have here, and I want to get this subdirectory. I want to see what directory is inside of this particular folder, meaning that I want to get this output for me to display this. So what I have to do is to go to this folder. Let me have to go to this folder, go to the properties, because if I don't know my scenario, I already know where this folder by going to the security and going to copy the path directly. I can copy this path and then CD into that path and then get the folder that is beneath it, or is inside this OS folder. And the OS folder, I created this when we talked about when we did introduction to OS module, when we use OS module to do a lot of things. So if you have not watched the OS module, please make sure to check it out. So let me go back to my command prompt. Let me CD into that particular folder. When I mean CD, just like change directly. So I'm going to say change directly, which is CD. Then I'm going to paste the link that I copied. Let me move this annoying this thing. Okay, so let me hit enter. You can see currently now I'm in this folder right now. I'm in this particular folder right now. So for me to get this guy as an output, so what I'm going to do is to type what is called dir/b. This is talking about the directories and the folder that is beneath it. So when I hit enter, so you can see I got subdirectory. This subdirectory is talking about this subdirectory. If I was to change this, let me change it to something like testing. Let me run this command again. Dir. Let me jump this in. dir/b. You can see I was able to get testing, because this testing will change the name to this testing. But you can see in this scenario, doing things like this for that of a beginner trying to access folders and try to do interactive things using the command line is not, or you can say command line, you can mean CLI, is not actually entertaining when you come to that of GUI. So let's make an example of GUI. I'm definitely going to make use of this OS folder. So I know that this OS folder is in my user desktop, and then I'll get my user. So I can go to my file explorer. Once I come to my file explorer, this is definitely a GUI. You can see you have colors, you can have a kind of nice background. I can click on this video. File explorer doesn't have where I can click. I mean, there's kind of a button, and when you go to your music player, for example, you see buttons where you can click buttons to do some other things. That's just basically GUI. You can see it's more interactive for you to go with them. It's easier for beginner. Maybe if you create an app, just imagine creating an app and you are telling someone that downloaded your app, you need to be accessing it in this way. It's not actually the best. It's not actually going to be interesting. If you do it like that, it means that you are the only one that want to be accessing the app. Okay, so you can see in this way. Now let me try to get that OS folder. So I know that is on this my local disk. I'm going to go to my user. Where is it called again? I'm going to go to my desktop. Where's my desktop? This is my desktop, and I'm going to go to this OS folder that I was able to get here. You can see how nice it was and how along the way everything looked good. It doesn't need any kind of typing or need for you to get to this particular place. So what are the advantages of when it comes to GUI? What are the advantages of CLI? So that's basically what we're going to look at. You can look at its fast performance. When it comes to that of speed, CLI is lightweight and it can run quickly since it doesn't require graphical interface. Because right now, when we loaded this, the graphical since this is not really a huge file that we're opening, you can see it was able to load file. But when it comes to that of CLI tend to be fast because this have to load this entire colors and background kind of things before it can render. But when it comes to this scenario, this this CLI tend to be faster and it uses more lower system resource usage. It doesn't eat much of your RAM when it comes to this. But these guys, GUI tend to use more RAM. It chops more of your RAM, and when it comes to this of CLI too, it's kind of powerful. And it's more flexible. You can flex the way you want. But when it comes to this of GUI, it's not actually that flexible because everything has to be particularly set in a particular order. The advantages of GUI over the CLI. And number one thing is the beginner friendly. But by looking at it, it's easier for somebody that just new to this, maybe someone that just bought this system. It's easier for the person to just basically go here and then come here and be seeing what he's doing and he's looking nice down. Someone that just bought system, I telling him to access a file like this. You can see it because in progress. It's not more like a beginner friendly. I have better multitasking. Like in this scenario now, I can open multiple. I can come here and say I can open multiple file explorer. Okay, let me where is this? Why is not open? You can see file explorer. You can see when it comes to we can also handle for better multitasking, and also have kind of visual representation like what we are seeing here, make it look good and neat when compared to that of CLI. So if you're not watch my video on GUI and CLI, make sure to check it out. So this what we are talking here will be kind of jabberish, but in that video on CLI and GUI, I explained everything well detailed so you understand what we are trying to talk about. But you can see here, this is my GUI and this is the CLI command line interface, and this guy the graphical user interface. Graphical user interface, like I said, is more entertaining to look at and is beginner friendly. Why it comes to this CLI, the advantage is because of the speed. It's really fast. When a file you're accessing has a huge number of maybe data or files inside of it. This guy is also flexible. This CLI is also flexible and powerful. When it is using the station of hacking, I'm going to use the CLI. So that's just basically everything you need to know about the CLI, difference between the CLI and the GUI. There's nothing really more. Just know that when it comes to anything that can be user interactive or can be user visualized, that's what we're talking about the GUI, where user can play around with button, click on some things. Once you can click on button, and then what you are working on the front here, what you are seeing, it has colors and that you are talking about the GUI. But when it comes to this of CLI, it doesn't look funny when it comes to this of CLI. So that's basically what I want us to look at when it comes to difference between the CLI and the GUI. So